Hello and welcome. This is Notibot ENG. Tonight, we bring you a recap of the latest developments in the escalating tensions between Iran and the United States. The situation has taken a dramatic turn with Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky warning that an Iran-US war could threaten Ukraine's access to U.S. air defenses. We'll also take a closer look at Tehran's claims of seizing 2 ships in the Strait of Hormuz and the implications for global trade routes. Stay tuned for our comprehensive analysis of these pressing issues. As tensions escalate in the Middle East, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has issued a stark warning regarding the potential risks to his nation's security. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has expressed concerns that a prolonged war in Iran could increase Ukraine's risks of accessing U.S. anti-missile defenses. In an interview with CNN, Zelensky stated that the limited production capacity in the United States has resulted in Ukraine only receiving a small number of these defensive systems through the Partnership for Urban Mobility and Export (PUMA) program. Zelensky emphasized that this system allows NATO countries to finance the purchase of weapons, including anti-ballistic missiles for Patriot systems, which is crucial for Ukraine's defense. However, he warned that if the war in Iran continues or a ceasefire is delayed, these packages would be at risk, potentially putting Ukraine's access to U.S. air defenses in jeopardy. The president also highlighted Ukraine's cooperation with countries in the Middle East, including Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and the United Arab Emirates, through agreements signed in recent years. These partnerships have enabled Ukraine to share its expertise in countering drones deployed by Russian forces, which were largely designed by Iran. Zelensky reiterated that Ukraine is willing to provide training missions to other countries and will continue to work with them. The situation highlights the interconnected nature of global conflicts and the potential risks for Ukraine's security. The limited availability of U.S. anti-missile defenses underscores the challenges faced by Ukraine in securing its defense needs, particularly against drone-based threats. As tensions in the region persist, Zelensky's warning serves as a reminder of the importance of sustained international cooperation to address these challenges and ensure regional stability. As tensions between Iran and the U.S. escalate, a new development is emerging in the Strait of Hormuz, where a crucial naval operation has taken place. The situation in the Middle East continues to escalate as tensions between Iran and the U.S. reach a boiling point. The latest development comes as Iranian officials claim that reopening the Strait of Hormuz, a vital waterway connecting the Persian Gulf to the open sea, is impossible due to what they call ceasefire violations by the U.S. and Israel. The statement was made by Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, the Speaker of the Iranian parliament and lead negotiator in talks with the U.S. He emphasized that a complete ceasefire can only be achieved if there is no maritime blockade or hostage-taking of the world's economy. This stance highlights the deep-seated mistrust between Iran and its adversaries. Meanwhile, John Phelan, the outgoing U.S. Navy Secretary, has left the Trump administration amidst a series of high-level departures in the U.S. security leadership. The Pentagon has praised Phelan for his service without providing a reason for his departure. The White House has also chimed in on the situation, stating that the U.S. blockade of Iran's ports has been incredibly effective at choking the country's economy and pressuring it into joining peace talks. President Trump has suggested that fresh talks with Tehran could begin within 2 days, despite Iranian officials demanding an end to the blockade as a condition for negotiations. The implications of this latest development are significant. The Strait of Hormuz is a critical waterway that supplies nearly 20% of the world's oil, making it a key point of contention in any conflict between Iran and its adversaries. As tensions escalate, it remains to be seen how this situation will unfold and what consequences it may have for global energy markets and international relations. In a dramatic escalation of tensions in the Middle East, Iranian forces have taken control of one vessel amidst ongoing naval incidents in the Gulf. In a tense escalation in the Middle East conflict, Iranian forces targeted 3 container ships on Wednesday, seizing 2 of them. The incidents occurred off the coast of Hormuz, a crucial trade route that has been at the center of tensions between Iran and the West. The ships were operated by the Dutch company Maersk, the Japanese company NYK Line, and the Singaporean company CMA CGM. According to reports, Iranian naval vessels intercepted 2 of the ships, seizing their cargo and claiming they had breached UN sanctions. The 3rd ship was not seized, but it is believed to have been targeted with a warning shot. Iran's parliament speaker, Ali Larijani, has condemned the U.S. naval blockade of the Strait of Hormuz as a blatant violation of the ceasefire. He stated that Iran would not reopen the strait until the blockade was lifted. The U.S. has maintained its blockade since 2012, citing concerns over Iran's nuclear program. The incident is a significant escalation in tensions between Iran and the West, which have been heightened by recent U.S. troop deployments to the region. The Strait of Hormuz is one of the busiest shipping lanes in the world, with thousands of vessels passing through it every month. Any disruption to this route could have far-reaching consequences for global trade. The incident has sparked concerns about the potential for further conflict in the region and the impact on global energy supplies. As tensions continue to escalate, many are watching the situation closely, waiting to see how events unfold. Following a series of alarming incidents, Iran is now warning that it's impossible to maintain a fragile ceasefire in the highly strategic Strait of Hormuz. Iran has seized 2 ships in the Strait of Hormuz, a critical waterway through which about 20% of the world's oil and liquefied fossil gas passes. The seizure comes as tensions between Iran and the U.S. remain high, with both sides imposing separate blockades on the strait. According to Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf, the Speaker of the Iranian parliament and lead negotiator in stalled peace talks, reopening the strait would be impossible, while the U.S. and Israel commit flagrant breaches of the ceasefire. He accused the U.S. naval blockade, as well as what he described as the hostage-taking of the world's economy and Zionist warmongering. Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, IRGC, said that their naval forces had stopped 2 ships attempting to cross the strait, bringing them to shore. The ships in question were the Panama-flagged MSC Francesca and Liberia-flagged Epaminondas, both of which were accused of attempting to exit the strait covertly. The Epaminondas is Greek-operated, and Greece's foreign minister has confirmed that there had been an attack against a Greek-owned cargo ship. A UK-based maritime security monitor reported attacks on ships in the waterway on Wednesday, including an incident where a vessel was approached by an Iranian gunboat that fired upon it, causing heavy damage to the bridge. The seizures mark the first time Iran has taken control of ships since the beginning of the war, which started on February 28. The latest incident comes after the U.S. fired on and seized an Iranian cargo vessel and boarded an Iranian oil tanker in the Indian Ocean. Tensions in the Middle East escalate further as Iran takes a hardline stance on a proposed ceasefire, seizing 2 ships in a strategic waterway. Iran has seized 2 ships in the Strait of Hormuz, just hours after President Donald Trump announced an extension of the ceasefire. The Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps Navy said on Wednesday morning that it had taken control of the Panama-flagged MSC Francesca and Liberia-flagged Epaminondas, citing maritime violations. The vessels have since been escorted to Iranian ports, according to state media. The reports mark a significant escalation in Iran's continued chokehold over the vital waterway through which around 1/5 of global oil production flows. This is the first time Tehran has seized ships since the start of the war on February 28. Earlier on Wednesday, the United Kingdom Maritime Trade Operations Agency, UKMTO, reported that 2 vessels in the strait had come under gunfire. The master of one container ship reported being approached by an IRGC gunboat, which fired upon the vessel, causing heavy damage to the bridge. A third vessel, Euphoria, was also reportedly targeted. The unrest in the strait places added strain on the newly extended and already fragile U.S.-Iran ceasefire. While Washington is on standby for further peace talks to take place in Islamabad, Pakistan, it remains unclear if Tehran plans on participating. Vice President J.D. Vance, who is set to once again lead the U.S. delegation, remains grounded as the administration seemingly awaits word from Iranian officials. Iranian advisor Mahdi Mohammadi has dismissed the extended break in fighting, saying Trump's ceasefire extension means nothing. The losing side cannot dictate terms. His statement showcases Iran's distrust in Washington and raises questions about whether Tehran will fully participate in the peace talks. That's all for today's news recap. We've seen tensions escalate between the U.S. and Iran, with Tehran seizing 2 ships in the Strait of Hormuz. The situation remains dire, as warned by Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky. Thank you for watching. Don't miss out on global news updates. Subscribe to our channel now. Stay informed, stay up to date.